How you guys doing?
Fire away.
Hey, just how has the past sort of 48 hours been for you and for this team?
I mean, it's been exciting. It's been a whirlwind. It's awesome, but a lot more games to play, and you know, tough teams, and you just gotta have a short-term memory. You know, you gotta focus, and it's hard. We talk about just eliminating interference, and so you know that'll be the message on to the next game. Prepare, get better, and you know, winning is it just doesn't happen by accident. It happens by doing certain things, and just to keep that as the focus of why, and that they've been doing a heck of a job, but we still have to have that chip on our shoulder, which we never talk about, but you know that's the most important thing.
Is it harder or just as hard to manage success?
I think sometimes it's harder to handle success as to handle failure, but at the end of the day, we're all learning. We're all learning together, and it's like the game. The game is constantly evolving. You could be a big guy and you're scoring every time, and you know you went from averaging 5 to averaging 17, and next thing you know they start double teaming you. Well, I've never been double teamed before, and you've got all, you know, it's one of those things that those are some of the learning curves. It was, you know, we hadn't been able to back up back-to-back games earlier in the year, and then we weren't really playing great at home, and you know, it was one of those learning curves. We were able to come back and then go back-to-back and with good performances and find ways, and that's part of the learning and the growing part of it. We just can't get caught up in the hype, because that's all it is. It's hype. It doesn't affect wins and losses. It's, you know, how you play and how tough you are and how smart you play and how together you play.
What did they overcome to win those back-to-back games? I mean, what were they able to, the distractions that you got?
I think it's, you know, we started, you know, we had 20 assists against Arizona State. You know, we had 10 in the first half against Arizona, guys making plays, and when you're doing that, and again, you know, it's the execution, and you're getting those extra shot, you know, those plays, but it's thinking the one more. It's you know, we've been talking about rebounding and multiple effort mentality, and seeing 5 guys go into the paint, or seeing 6'7", 6'3", and 6'6" out battling 2 7-footers for a rebound. You know, those are the things that you know that it takes. It needs to be the focus. That extra pass. It doesn't mean you're going to make all your shots, but it's that togetherness, which I thought we've been executing a lot better. We've been fighting a lot harder on the rebounding side, and we've been playing really good defense. I mean, it's real simple. I just think it's the consistency of that stuff. We'd been doing it, and then all of a sudden, where to go? And so one of the stuff that we just been, you know, giving that brain tattoo is this is the consistency over time equals credibility. You know, it's not one game, oh wow, it's overtime.
Hey, in like the past 2 days, I've probably seen that down shot maybe 30 times.
Yeah.
Like, for you, how many times have you seen it? Do you go over it, you know, in your...
You know what, I watched it, I watched the game yesterday and cut it up and watched it. It's pretty spectacular, it's pretty awesome. You don't watch it for the shot, you watch it for the expressions of the people. I'm like, gosh, I look like an idiot right there. You know, I look like it looked like I was doing the, you know, whatever that's called, the bamboo stick, and you know, you're trying to will it in. But it was, you know, great. But people forget the shot before it was bigger. You know, but it was David's surveying and finding them off of offensive rebound. Game-winning play. Sam Timmons first half goes hard at the glass, which we've been preaching. Gets a rebound, finds Dom, hits it. Those are the difference makers.
Like, when you look at a guy like Don Green making that shot, but he also made the 2 free throws at the end.
Arizona State, and he made the one he made the 3 to tie it.
Yeah. When you've seen maybe a run of a couple games like that where he's making truly impactful plays, have you ever seen guys step up and then all of a sudden that was the switch that went for them?
No, I just think he's one of the best shooters in the country. I think he just went on Ken Palm as like 64th. He's got an unbelievable skill. He's got an unbelievable work ethic. It doesn't just happen because he's a shooter. He practices it and practices it. The thing that I was most proud about him in the game was his defense. And you know, when you're battling those guys, they're not normal. Those guys are big and they're good and they're physical. And you know, some of the Dom's communication part and some of his responsibilities, he did it at a really high level. And that's what, you know, those are the plays that coaches notice. I mean, you get an open shot, you know, he's a good shooter, he's been practicing, he's going to make it. It was him battling, talking, communicating on defense, adapting well, and just his energy, it was infectious and it was great.
I know very early on you talked about how the zone will be a problem for people because of its uniqueness, and how you maybe don't see that kind of league. When you start to face the challenges as a team, like you got new obstacles to overcome,
Sure.
you talk about every week, are you finding that the zone can be a great equalizer for you guys in the sense that now they're having to challenge just like you're having to challenge?
I think any good defense poses challenges. You know, what are we going to take away? What are we going to? People are calling me saying, "Geez, you know, you let the ball in the high post a lot, or you allowed the shot." Well, next game we might take it away. You know, that's the art of trying to figure out how to beat a team and what you're going to give up, because you're going to give up something. You know, what are you willing to give up? But you know, being a really good defensive team is a great equalizer. You look at Virginia. They play a pack line. It's a different defense, but it's like someone had mentioned. It was like a boa constrictor. You know, it was just holding teams, and it's like they're just done. And that's what good defenses can do. And you know, we've got great coaches in our league, and they study and they watch, and we'll have different attacks. But you know, hopefully we can make the adjustments and get better at it, and that can be something that we can hang our hat on, which is being a really good defensive team.
So how do those jump?
As I say, how do you adjust your zone though, knowing that it's got a basic structure, I guess, to it, and knowing though that you're going to see Utah again in a couple weeks, they've already seen it once, and you're going to see the Oregon schools again, they've already seen it once, I guess. Is there major adjustments you can make, or is it just?
I don't think major. It's the thing about that's great about the zone is you can. It's not just okay. This is what we do. Okay, if we want to take this away, this is what we can do. If we want to take this guy out, we can take him out this way, and this is how we can. Sometimes it's cut and paste, or it's trying to hide or disguise, and you know that's kind of our secrets in terms of what we do. Game planning. People are trying to figure it out. Great. You know, the great thing what our guys are doing a really good job of is if we call a timeout and make an adjustment, they're able to do what? They're able to do it and pose another problem for them, and then they've got to figure that out. And you know, we're just the guys are really good at getting good at adapting and trying to figure out how guys are attacking it, and then you know, some of them they're putting their own spin on it. That was the greatest thing. What I learned from Coach Boeheim is he. You know, the zone always evolved based on how people were attacking it. And that was the beauty of it. You know, you don't just sit there because, okay, now they're going to hit 20 corner threes. You know, you just don't play it the same way. You start adapting. It evolves. It gets better. You take teams out of what they do. And once you can do that or take players out, you know, it's like the football. If Randy Moss is a great wide receiver, we've got to do every can that he can't. Is that going to be blitzing? Is that going to be taking him out? Is it going to be double teaming him? Is that going to be taken here? So. But that's what's so much fun about coaching is it's constantly changing, constantly evolving. You're playing chess. They're constantly coming. They've got great coaches in our league, and that's going to be the challenge. But it's been a lot of fun seeing our guys learn it as well as they've had and adapt as well as they have.
Couple more guys.
Since the league started, you guys have had the best defensive three-point percentage easily, running away with it. And I think Ken Palm says you also have allow the second fewest three-pointers compared to all field goal attempts. When you see those numbers that you're taking away the three and they're not making you anything, how proud of you of that?
Listen, it's the three-point shot's the most dangerous shot in college basketball. I mean, talk about the great equalizer. The three is the great equalizer, and you know it's hard to do. You saw earlier in the year, you know, Virginia Tech made 15 threes against us. They were, you know, we've gotten better at our coverages, understanding it, and that's what I'm most proud of is they just keep getting better. But with that being said, you can do that, but if you don't defense or rebound, it's just a missed shot. And so that's where our evolution has come, and that's where, like, at the end of the game, I think we got 9 out of the last 11 rebounds versus Arizona. And, you know, it's like being in a timeout and saying, listen, I don't know what to tell you to box out. I don't know. That thing is gold, and if you want gold, you want to win, go get it. I don't know, like, do that thing you do. You know, that thing, you know, that two-handed thing, you know, whatever it may be. And the guys did it, you know, they wanted to win, they fought. That's, you know.
You talked
Last
about
one.
from hunter to hunted, and now coming off this Arizona win, going to a rival's court, team that lost by 30. This red flag danger time this week?
Oh gosh, we've played so many of those games. We played Providence after a loss. We played Virginia Tech after a loss. We've played a lot of those teams, and we played Gonzaga after a loss, and we saw what happened there. Great coach, Coach Altman, proud tradition, rivalry game. You know, the one thing that you have to do is you have to match the toughness and the intensity. You have to. When you play on the road, you got to do that. And you know, we've got to just keep it simple to what's made us successful. Let's play great defense. Execute our game plan. If it's take away the three, if it's take away the high post, if it's take away a post player, finish with rebounding. And then offensively, we've given them the schematic. Now it's playing unselfish, making the extra pass. And then when we do that, our percentages have gone up. And you know, at the end of the day, the game's about scoring. I mean, you got to make shots. And when we've done that, we've been pretty successful. And it's a real easy recipe for us. And we're going to be who we are. And you know, we're going to play Husky basketball. Go out there, and that's why you come to a place like this. You know, we got to play the Arizonas, which is amazing. We've been to LA. We've played some of the best teams in the country, and they're all great challenges. They all pose different problems. The good thing is our guys know and believe that if we can do this, we can put ourselves in position to win. We might lose. I mean, but you know, we learn from it, get better, and move forward. I mean, that's been our motto. That's been our focus, and we just got to keep it there. We got to keep it at 72 degrees, and you know, my wife turns it up to 80. I'm like, turn it down, turn it down. I guess. Any more?